Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the most important corporate secrets. Today we're diving into the Brand House Collective, Incorporated's latest 8K filing. And let's just say they've brought a new chief into the marketing house. So what is this Brand House Collective Incorporated? Well, they're a company that was formerly known as Kirkland's Incorporated. You might remember Kirkland's as a home decor retailer. Now they've rebranded and are operating under this new name. This filing is pretty straightforward, as it is primarily about a key leadership change. The big news here is the appointment of Lisa Foley-Dubois as the new Chief Marketing Officer. She officially started on the 20th of October 2025. This isn't just a simple announcement though, it comes with a detailed employment agreement which is standard for executive hires in publicly traded companies. These agreements usually lay out the executive's salary, bonuses, benefits, and the terms of their departure both for the company and the executive. This employment agreement is set to continue indefinitely until it is terminated according to its terms. It is designed to provide a stable framework for Miss Foley's role. Let's talk about the money. Miss Foley will earn a base salary of at least $375,000 per year. This is just the starting point though. Her salary can be reviewed and adjusted by the Compensation Committee of the Board of Directors. This committee is in charge of making sure executive pay is fair and aligns with the company's performance. On top of her base salary, she is eligible for annual bonuses. The target bonus is set at 50% of her base salary. So if she hits her targets, she could earn an additional $187,500. The actual bonus amount will depend on how well the company and Miss Foley herself perform against specific goals set by the Compensation Committee. This is a common way to motivate executives to drive company success. She'll also have the chance to participate in the company's long-term incentive programs. These are often in the form of stock options or other equity awards designed to reward executives for contributing to the company's sustained growth and value over several years. Now let's look at how Miss Foley's employment can end. The company has the flexibility to terminate her employment at any time, for any reason or no reason at all. On the flip side, Miss Foley can also choose to leave. She can resign for what is called good reason, or she can give 30 days notice if she decides to leave for other reasons. Good reason is a big deal in these agreements. It essentially means that if the company makes significant negative changes to her job, like assigning her duties that don't fit her role or substantially reducing her responsibilities, she can consider that a constructive dismissal and resign for good reason. This protects her from unfair treatment or demotion. Another aspect of good reason is a reduction in her salary. However, there is a catch. If the company cuts the salaries of almost all its senior executives by the same amount, it might not count as good reason for her to resign. This acknowledges that sometimes tough financial times require shared sacrifices. Relocation is also a factor. If the company's main offices move more than 35 miles away, or if she is required to work from a location other than the primary executive offices, unless it is for business travel, that could also be considered good reason for her to leave. This ensures she is not unexpectedly forced to uproot her life. This is where we get into severance pay. If the Brand House Collective Incorporated terminates Miss Foley's employment without meaning for reasons not related to her own misconductor, if she resigns for good reason, she will receive 1 times her annual base salary. So, if her salary is $375,000, she would get $375,000 as severance. This is typically paid out in regular installments. Now, what constitutes cause for the company to terminate her employment, therefore forfeiting severance? The definition includes things like alcohol abuse or drug use not prescribed by a doctor. This is pretty standard to ensure executives maintain professional conduct and aren't putting the company at risk. It also covers illegal conduct or serious misconduct that significantly harms the company, such as fraud, embezzlement, theft, or dishonesty. These are serious allegations that would certainly justify termination. A conviction for a misdemeanor that involves moral corruption or a felony is also grounds for termination for cause. This includes pleading guilty or no contest to such charges. Beyond the terms of her employment and potential severance, the agreement also includes a non-competition clause. Ms. Foley agrees not to work for or manage certain identified competitors for 12 months after she leaves the company. This is to prevent her from taking proprietary knowledge or client relationships to a rival business. The company also has an option to extend this non-compete period for another 12 months, but they have to continue paying her base salary throughout that extended period. Additionally, she'll be bound by other standard clauses for 24 months after her employment ends. These include confidentiality, ensuring she doesn't reveal company secrets, works for hire which clarifies ownership of any work she creates for the company, and non-solicitation. meaning she cannot try to poach the company's customers or employees. It is also noted that Miss Foley was not selected as an officer based on any pre-existing agreements or understandings with other parties. This suggests her selection was based on merit and the company's decision-making process. This summary we've gone through is a high-level overview. The actual employment agreement itself is filed as an exhibit with this report, and it contains all the precise legal language and details. And finally, the report is signed off by Michael W. Sheridan, Senior Vice President, General Counsel and Corporate Secretary, on behalf of the Brand House Collective, Incorporated. So, what does all this mean for the Brand House Collective, Incorporated? This filing is squarely focused on a significant executive hire. The appointment of a chief marketing officer is a critical move, especially for a company undergoing a rebrand from a well-known retailer like Kirkland's Miss Foley's compensation package, including her base salary, bonus potential, and long-term incentives. Seems to be in line with what you would expect for a senior executive role at a public company. The severance and restrictive covenants, including the non-compete, are also standard provisions aimed at protecting the company while providing Miss Foley with a degree of security. What is really important here is the company's investment in its marketing leadership as it navigates this transformation. The success of this rebrand will heavily rely on the marketing strategy she implements. There aren't specific financial tables in this particular 8K, so our analysis is more around the operational and leadership side of the business. The key takeaway is that the Brand House Collective, Incorporated, is putting a strong emphasis on its marketing future. By bringing in an executive with a comprehensive agreement, the risks for the company would be if this new marketing leader doesn't deliver the expected results, or if the rebrand itself falters on the flip side. A successful marketing push could revitalize the company and its stock. Alright, that is our breakdown of the Brand House Collective, Incorporated's latest filing. What is your take on this executive appointment and what it signals for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments if this analysis was valuable. Hitting that like button really helps. And subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out our Discord in the description for more discussions and insights. Thanks for watching. See you next time.